like some solid gold chalice of youth for the Eucharist that he was going to run away with and sell to buy himself a better life. Maybe it was something his parents and stealing a couple extra bread rolls again. And maybe he punched the oldest monk in the monastery for leaving him from. We'll never know. What we do know is that he was in trouble. Dude, after he get himself walled up, dragged in front of a tribunal of senior monks, running with a priest was desperate. He'd seen others executed the same way for breaking their vows planted during his time at the monastery. He couldn't let it happen to himself. He begged and pleaded with the monks. There had to be something he could do to make it right. He could commit the rest of his life to making things better. Perhaps if he managed to perform some great deed that atone for his wrongdoing. He just needed to give him some time. That's all he did. The monks looked at one another and wondered. When they looked at him again, their faces were icy cold. He almost had one in his face. Just one word. What could he possibly do with that time to prove his worth for the monks? He need nothing short of a miracle to avoid execution tomorrow. And was dragged from the room and brought to his quarters at the monastery. With him were all the tools and materials needed to write a book. He got to work as soon as the door closed. As much as he wanted to, he knew he couldn't rush his book. I think he was writing something great.
Yeah, it's good read, but it's kind of use a lot of it.
But after hours of work, he barely made it done. He was trying to write out the text of the Bible, but he could manage the pages. If he were made illustrations around the lettering and just the sheer stroke of work, he was nowhere close to having himself take to the past of all. He'd been praying to God in desperation all night, but he had not heard from back. Daybreak was approaching. There was nothing praying and Satan. When the monks arrived and unlocked his door the following morning, they were all stunned. The first one multiple places down was an enormous book, almost as large as the man himself. It was open to a page size. Everyone faced quietly at the image before them. Emblazoned across the page was a large and beautifully realized drawing of the devil himself. Okay, so that was unfortunate. Because the book from that story, The Devil's Bible, does exist. You can go and see it today in the Swedish National Library, where it was sat proudly on display for centuries. To get back to the mythology and myths of the verses of the text, the book is called Codex Gigas, a Latin name that literally translates to giant book. And Codex Gigas is 92 centimeters in length. It's 650 pages along with the leather-bound book covers, make it 22 centimeters thick. At 72 kilograms, it's heavier than the average person from except for North America, which this book is not meant for light reading in any sense of the word. While initially it's the size of the Codex Gigas that strikes you, as you inspect it more closely, it's the artistry of the that really draws you. The book is held together with metal guards and figures, but when you open, you find that every page is a work of art. Adorned on each page are what's called illuminations. An illumination is where you don't just have a page of plain text, but you embellish it. You surround it with patterns, illustrations, and colors. Not only would the artist have painstakingly handwritten every word in a book to look perfect, they would have then spent hours or days filling out the rest of the page with these illuminations. At the start of every chapter, they find the first letters have been capitalized and blown up to take up a large portion of the page. Golds, greens, reds, and yellows, all intertwined to create incredibly detailed and intricate renderings of even the most basic letters. There are pages of illustrations filling up the book too, in between the blocks of text that adorn the paper. Except the paper itself isn't paper at all, it's vellum. 620 pages made from 300 plain leaves of vellum, folded and bounded together. What's vellum, you might be asking? Animal skin, treated and stretched out thin on top so as to be written. It's estimated that upwards of 160 donkeys were slaughtered to provide the vellum for this book. Take a second to imagine just how many donkeys that is. How much of an income those donkeys would have provided in the 13th century. All were killed in pursuit of creating the Codex Gigas. It would have been incredibly valuable at the time, and that value has only risen in the 800 years since. Aside from all the reasons we just outlined, this book has a lot of things going for it that make it incredibly important historically and culturally to this day. For starters, it's the largest medieval manuscript in the world, by quite some margin. You'd struggle to find many books this kind of size from any time period, but from the Middle Ages, nothing compares. So what's inside this tome that makes it so special? And why is it called the Devil's Bible? Well, for starters, there's the Bible. Not a twisted Satanist version of it, but the actual Bible. an early version of it known as the Vulgate Bible. The history of all the different Bible translations and versions is long and deeply fascinating, but probably not a topic to fully delve into in this video, so I'll give you the SparkNotes version of what the Vulgate Bible was. The original Bible manuscripts were not all written in the same language. Almost all of the Old Testament text, the books written before Jesus' life, were in the Jewish language Hebrew, but mixed in there were the books of Daniel, Ezra, and Jeremiah, which all featured a language called Aramaic. This language blew up in the years between the completion of the Old Testament and the time of Jesus' birth, to the point where it likely is that Jesus spoke Aramaic during his lifetime. And yet, the New Testament was written about Jesus' life and the birth of the early church after. And it was all written in ancient Greek, since that was the scholarly language of the era. This meant anyone who wanted to read all the Christian scriptures and learn the whole story had to be literate in 3 different languages. That's a tall order even with modern education.
It'll be less trouble if I stay out of sight.
Universities of the Dark Ages. Enter Saint Jerome, who made it his mission to translate all these scriptures into Latin, the language of the Roman Empire, and therefore much of the Western world. In 405 AD, Jerome completed the first version of his translation and called it the Vulgate. He continued to tweak and improve it over the course of the rest of his life, but in its various forms, this became arguably the most significant translation of the Bible in history. Even more important, the King James Version, which translated the scriptures into English. Unofficially, the Roman Catholic Church relied on this version of the Bible for centuries, as it meant that the people only needed an understanding of Latin to access the entire story of Christianity. Over 1,000 years later, the Roman Catholic Church finally made it the official translation of the Church, a position which the Vulgate would retain all the way up until as recently as 1970. So the Codex gives the right course in terms of biblical translations. Its version is slightly different to others. The books of the Bible are arranged in a different order to usual, and it uses a combination of different iterations of St. Jerome's translations. But what is most interesting is that there's a lot more in those 620 pages than just the Bible. The Codex Gigas is so important to us historically today because it acts as a kind of compendium for the knowledge of the time. Contained between its 2 covers is a vast and varied account of much of Bohemian society's knowledge at the time. This collection tells us what people knew or thought they knew about the world around them and gives us enormous insight into their lives as a result. Take Isidore of Seville's Encyclopedia Etymologia, for example. In this book, Isidore does his best to delve in the knowledge of mathematics, canon law, philosophy, the human body, geography, shipbuilding, weights and measures, rhetoric, and so much more. One of the most fascinating
best one, Nora.
Illustrations. The whole encyclopedia is included in the Codex Gigas, as is Josephus' 20-volume history of all the Jewish people and his writings about the Jewish war. On top of these are multiple books all about medicine, all of which would have been incredibly useful at the time, as well as a history of the Czech lands up to that point. There are prayer books, instructions on performing the Eucharist, the calendar containing the list of notable deaths, and a set of magic formulae. This book is sprawling in every sense of the word, not just the physical. The author had wanted to include everything they possibly could to capture the knowledge of their people in one cohesive book that would stand the test of time. It's the equivalent today of printing out the entirety of Wikipedia and placing it into a library where any future civilization can access it. Actually, it's more incredible than that. It's like handwriting Wikipedia and drawing all the illustrations for it yourself. We've been talking all this time about an author. Most historians go into a text like this would expect it to be the work of a whole team of writers and illustrators. That is invariably how books this large are being produced. There is so much work to do that there's no way just one person could do it all themselves. This is where we get to the most fascinating thing about the Codex Gigas. That's all this back to the mythology spread in the book. Handwriting experts analyze it from the very first page of the book all the way through the very last page of the book. Can't help but
Earlier
the
one.
whole thing.
Why did you smell my feet?
Handwriting in the Codex Gigas is unbelievably almost impossibly beautiful. essay bomb hand, chances are your handwriting is going to look noticeably worse on the final sentence than it does on the first. Your hand grows tired, your attention drifts, your brain gets fuzzy, and you get lazy. That's over the course of a day. Now expand that workout in the course of your life. Your handwriting may improve over time with practice, but it may get worse as you get older and start losing your eyesight. Your hands might ache from all the sudden. Since it can that doesn't happen to Codex Stevens. This inspired individuals Congress level of detail, precision, and creativity throughout the whole book. The level of artistry they demonstrate as a teenager or a young man is consistent with their craftsmanship as a veteran after decades of work. Like we said, it's almost impossible. How could one person do all of this themselves? The great legend was given the name Devil's Bible in the first place. Placed in the middle of the book is the most striking and well-realized illustration in the whole book. It's a double-page spread. On one side is an illustration of heaven. On the other side stands the devil himself. 50 centimeters tall, he takes up over half of the available page, which has been left mostly empty around him. He squats on the page, seemingly ready to pounce. His arms are raised high above his head, with 4 clawed fingers on each hand. Across his waist is a loincloth of what's believed to be termite spores, found in several drawers. These are the same. Expression is something to be described as necklace, dice, sharp teeth behind his mouth, and speaking wails. From somewhere deep in his mind, the birds all around this one are discovered and warm. The censors do let them into this book, and immediately put in footage of this exact page. From this illustration of the legend of Herman Hercules came, how could one
Oh, it's the bottom of my foot, baby.
lifetime produce a work so grand,
And not like that. It tickles.
so intricate,
Itch.
and so consistent? He couldn't. It wasn't done by a man at all. It was done by the devil. That's why
In
there's
the middle
such a
more.
large and detailed illustration.
In the middle more.
The legend
That's
goes
the
that
middle?
Hercules was scheduled for execution by a miracle.
Do you not know what the middle
The
is?
middle,
That's
the
the
middle.
eye.
One night, Hercules
Middle finger,
No.
middle.
No.
fear who prays to the devil in the dark of the night, and the devil answered. Satan himself finished the book for Herman, and that's why it was so perfectly consistent. But as payment, he required that Herman include a large
Thank you.
illustration of
Oh,
the
man.
center. That and that. There's no drugs, no Satan, it's just the book. An encyclopedia of 13th century bookmania, no PowerPoint man. But there are the guys who say it's all for the points, right? Now check out what the Bible actually says about steps. Ordering books on steps.
The arbitrary story hopes that you never find this site, but now you can listen to arbitrary things you can't control, like age, gender, or other sensitive personal. Well, you hear the crazy part? Some of these practices are.
God awful.
Oi.
Look how big these dogs are, cheers. Oh, it's not showing it. Look how fat they are. Passionate.
Oi. 여기서.
Oh, can you do it? Can you do it? Oh, come on. Oh my god. It's huge with his little head. Oh, he can't get it to oh, there it goes.
Pee-pee.
Hold on, he's coming in. Hair. Oh my god. fall and lay a blanket down on it. First. Oh, might have farted. Oh shit, look. Yeah, because it was a balloon. Why would he do that?
That looks like a big ball.
Wait, oh my god.
Oh my god, dame un break, I'm fine.
You always tell me not to send you to
I'm live.
show you.
I'm live, you know, okay, dame un break, I'm fine.
Huh?
Baby, you're getting, there's red. They're red.
Ah, me están matando por tu culpa.
I didn't hurt you. I was watching.
Cago en la madre. Fucking flag it in. That's so blurry.
Thank you.
자, 하시래. 여기서. 자, 하시래.
What a waste.
That was cute. That's so cute. It's cute.
I think I'm in danger.
I was in Fritos as a kid.
Oh, you got some now.
This is where you die.
Los maté a todos.
It says, your son is a little disappointed that his toy doesn't look how it does in the movie. Who looks like a tank?
¿Qué estás jodiendo mucho, Ana?
What was thinking?
¿Qué estás jodiendo mucho?
Oh, it's beautiful, honestly.
자, 走れ.
These people live in Maryland?
I can't believe I drew Garfield.
But there's pictures.
Right.
Yeah, I got tripods for that. Alright, Jai, I'm like
Oh, right
man
there.
away from
Oh, I'm
the
good.
TV.
My feet
What?
자, 走れ!
Ow. Lily's itchy. I need to feel it. Oh, I looked away. At least it was on the blanket. She had a blanket underneath of it. So all she had to do was wash the blanket off and then put it What?
What's gonna happen?
What?
That's coming.
No.
That's gonna
Oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, such a beautiful baby. Oh, you're so cute.
I can't let them see me.
What kind of fucking bird is this? Pause it. Watch what it does. Not what it does, but watch that.
That's kind of. Oh.
What the fuck bird is that? I've never heard
Okay,
of
look
it.
at the comments. I'm not a bird expert. I'm telling you, it looks like a raven.
Ravens can do that?
Yeah, babe. Ravens.
I thought
No
only the
problem.
birds that could like talk and mimic are like
Bam.
parakeets and
Look for.
cockadoos, like that.
Oh,
I'm gonna go comment right now.
look for
Oh, shit.
ravens. You'll see. Ravens are smart.
But I didn't know them to mimic, is what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, yes, they do.
Magpie. What the fuck is a magpie? Hey Siri, what is a magpie bird? Of the few non-mammalian species able to recognize itself, like in a mirror, it can recognize itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that means it's really smart. Magpies have shown the ability to make and use tools, imitate human speech, breathe, play games, and work in teams. They are particularly well known for their songs and were once popular as cage birds. In addition, other members of the genus Pica considered magpies of the together. Magpies are only found in temperatures of Europe, Asia, and with populations also present in Tibet and high elevation areas of Kashmir. Magpies are only found yeah, they're one of the smartest. Ooh, fuck. That was pretty cool. Down the page, Maggie and Peggy and Molly. Mira, look at his face. The next one, not this one.
Ooh, look at this. I like it.
Oh.
Ah, 48.
Every blind squirrel every now and then finds a nut. So our blind ass will find a good nut.
Being a dog, you can do that.